So normally I would cover a show week by week, and I kind of did that for Obi-Wan for a bit. Like I did that for a little bit. But what I realized, because me being a film student, you got timetables and planning and assessments, and you have to plan the filming side of things and the editing side of things and sound and all the scheduling and all that kind of stuff. I realized that I'm just gonna be knackered on the Wednesday nights, and I can watch the episode or episodes with like Ms. Marvel and all the others, but I probably can't just full on my thoughts on that episode immediately, because I'm just not gonna have that same level of energy and that same level of graphs and same level of everything. So I thought, you know what, I'll watch these episodes week by week, but at the end, I'm going to just give my thoughts of the show as a whole. Kind of treat it as a movie, as most of these Disney Plus shows kind of want it to be. Like, they kind of want us to treat these shows not as shows, but as 6-hour movies cut in 6 parts. So, or for Obi-Wan's case, it's like 4 hours. So, it's like double the length of a regular Star Wars movie. Yay. But, so that's what I'm going to do. So, same with Ms. Marvel, same with She-Hulk, same with Endor, but Endor's going to be a 12-episode show, so, it's going to be I might be able to do that one. And probably Secret Invasion and whatever is going to come around the corner. And I'm going to do that with the boys as well, with Lord of the Rings and that kind of stuff. Anyway, my thoughts on the actual show of Obi-Wan Kenobi is like, this show is split on audiences. It is split on the critics. And when I mean critics, I don't mean the actual critics, which is the same, but with the hardcore Star Wars fans. Because one is, you got the canon nuts who are like, it doesn't fit in this comic, in this, in the comics it says, Vader did this and Obi-Wan did that, and so it breaks canon. Which personally for me, I don't really care about. For me, all I care about is that one particular story. In that case, it's Obi-Wan. If it breaks canon, go, so be it. I don't want the filmmakers be handcuffed by canon to tell a great story. If it breaks canon, so be it. Like, here's the thing. If Obi-Wan was virtually loved, no one would give two shits that it breaks canon. That's all I would say. That's all I would say. But you got people just like me who thought the show was okay. And you got the other side of people who are like, oh my god, this show is brilliant. Now, as I mentioned, I thought the show was okay, because here's the weird thing about Obi-Wan for me. Obi-Wan started really good. That first episode is fantastic. And that last episode 6, part 6, is half good. Like, everything that's dealing with Vader and Obi-Wan is amazing. Everything dealing with Reva, I'm like, girl, why are you still alive? Why are you still alive? Because Vader stabbed you. And stabbed you really, like, right through the gut. That's normally a sign that you are dead in Star Wars. That you died. At least you're going to bleed to death. And even if you are on a revenge quest to say, I will kill, the son of Anakin Skywalker, you're crashing into Tatooine. You're not landing, you're crashing into it. When you arrive there. Like, you're gonna die from bleeding to death. It's just like, I don't understand. Like, I get it, maybe the mindset is like, well, Aunt Peru and Uncle Owen, they're only known for being skeletons in the original film. Let's, make them a little bit like a badass. Let's make them badasses. Which, I won't lie, when I saw it, I was like, don't fuck with Uncle Owen and Aunt Peru. I mean, you never know. those guys might have like really gave those stormtroopers a one of the money before they became standards. You never know. I kind of want to see that. Release the Owen Peru cut of the original Star Wars. There had to be some stuff in there, right? About them kicking some stormtroopers' asses. That could be kind of neat. That could be really great. So let me talk about the Waver character. As most people have, the character is bad. This is a bad character. And I don't think it's the performance, I think it's the direction and the way. The writing is a very one-note character. Like, all we know is, oh, she was she was a youngling. And she was a survivor of the Order 66 and became an Inquisitor. But that's it for like 4 episodes. And by episode 4, we find out, you know, her motivations, her drama, her we made her into a character. And I'm like, where the fuck were you? Like, at least sprinkle in like a bit of episode 2 and episode 3. Okay, they kind of deal with her like slightly touching like the public logo in the. But that's not enough. We need motivation. We need, like, if all that shit was in, like, at least by episode 2, maybe 3, we would have something here. But most of the time we have this one note, angry, mad character who's just all about the mission and just a one note character, no 3-dimensional whatever. I don't think it's the performance. I think it's the writing and the direction of that. Now, a lot of people are going to mention about the story. Yes, it's not the most memorable Star Wars story in the history of mankind. But if your competition is John Williams, it's pretty hard to top it. So let's, give the opposers some slack. But what I found with this show, even though I found it was okay, it's a hell of a lot better than Book of Boba Fett, I'll tell you that. But the thing that I found about this show is it did felt like a movie. It did felt like you're just stretching this like 2-hour movie into 6 parts. Where you have, Obi-Wan gets off Tatooine, saves Leia, rescues Leia, bumps into Vader in the process, but he loses, flex on himself, has another battle with Vader, and he wins. He realizes Anakin is dead, and he goes on to Tatooine as he is in Episode 4, in New Hope. Sounds like a one movie thing. Sounds like it, and they're switching it into, like, how many minutes is it in total? Like 4.5 hours, right? Into 4.5 hours. You're switching it to 2.5 hours in this like 2:10 movie. Like in a 2 hours and 10-minute movie. Like it just doesn't feel needed to be that in that case. And I feel like it is basically a bunch of movie people who are so used to making movies to the point now they're making TV, and they're like, I mean, TV's just X amount hour long movies, are they not? And you're like, yeah, when they have stuff feel and have stuff to happen, and when you have motivations, and you can't just wait till episode 4 to have those motivations. It's just, I think what needs to happen, and I think also on Marvel side, because, spoiler for Ms. Marvel, I'm liking Ms. Marvel, I'm not loving it, and that has some issues, but I'll wait that until like when episode 6 is. But I feel that they need to start treating these not as movies but as TV shows. Realizing, what do we need for this episode to feel? What is our end goal? Because so we don't, have an issue of cramming and tying every 6 billion loose ends in 40 minutes. Moon Knight. For me, that's I think they need to do. Not as movies, as TV shows, and because that's what they are, the TV shows. High level TV shows, slightly under movie quality. Yeah, like visually wise and CGI, because this show can have some shocking CGI ships. Now I'm going to talk about the ending, and the thing is about the ending, I think people kind of misunderstood the ending with the confrontation between Obi-Wan and Vader, where the question of why didn't Obi-Wan just kill Vader on the spot? You know, his whole master, you know, his master's falling apart, his suit is damaged. Why didn't just Obi-Wan kill Vader on the spot so none of this stuff would ever happen? All the events that happened in Rogue One and Rebels and 4, 5, and 6 never happened. Simple. Obi-Wan wasn't there to kill Vader. He didn't give two shits about Vader. He was there for Anakin. He was there to save Anakin. And now Anakin is emotionally gone. He kind of did what he was there to do. There was no... So he just often left. Because he was there to save Anakin and not killing Vader. And that is the important thing. It's the classic thing of... You know... Vader doesn't feel a sense of there's no good left of him. Obi-Wan realizes there's no good left in him. It takes Luke to realize there's still good in Vader. So it keeps on that cycle and keeps on those moments happening. Now, on the topic of Vader, the one thing I'm like, wow, I want to see more of this, is how much, and this, you know, this was shown in Rogue One, and that is showing how much of an evil son of a bitch Vader is. I mean, episode 3 kind of shows it, of how, like, he just, you know, snaps a kid's neck, he's just force choking people out of the house, he's, you know, force choking people while just having a swole. He's like, oh dear, I'm dragging this poor lady around while... You know, and force choking her. Oh dear, oh no, okay, I'll just quickly kill you. It's just showing how visual and violent this guy is. I do like Disney's take on Vader. I want to show how much of a son of a bitch this guy is. Because it's interesting, right? He's like the master of this whole franchise. He's the fan favorite. You know, all that kind of stuff. You know, kids dress up as him, get the lightsabers, get the action figures and the hot toys. Okay, for a kid, maybe not a hot toy. Those things are very expensive. This just came into my head, and I wouldn't be shocked that... So apparently Lucasfilm, you know, Disney has the voice. They actually own now the voice of James Earl Jones. So they can kind of have James Earl Jones be the voice of Darth Vader for a very long time. And all they need to do is put it in a computer and it will just, say, overlay the voice. I would not be shocked that's how it happens. I wouldn't be shocked that's how they filmed it. Where it is Hayden Christensen's performance, it's just with a James Earl Jones overlay, if that makes sense.